Good evening, good morning to you all. We are going to be going over the potential for a severe weather outbreak onto your guys' Tuesday afternoon and evening. Take a look at the current SPC outlook for today. We do have a marginal for portions of the Texas, Louisiana, uh, some of the Texas areas, Florida Panhandle, also some of the lower Georgia areas into the Alabama and into some of the Missouri areas for today. But the main threat's going to be for tomorrow, as we do have a severe weather event taking place into portions of a severe majority that took that had a high risk and is now under a threat for more severe weather. So the main areas right now today are going to be a large marginal for the Texas area, and then another area for severe weather into the marginal area. The main areas we're looking at right now is the Texas and Florida regions. Still can't roll out a couple severe storms into the other areas, parts of Georgia and Alabama, into the Missouri area, but the Mississippi. I'm sorry about that. The Mississippi area, but do want to take a look out for the San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Austin, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas. You guys are under the gun for some severe weather today and into to the night hours. Take a look at the tour right now. We do have a small area of a 2% into areas of the Dallas area and into areas of the Florida Panhandle, lower Alabama, into the areas of Georgia and Florida. Small 2%, but still something to keep a lookout for. Wind risk right now, we do have a small area in there with a 5% for areas of Texas and into areas of the Alabama, Missouri, Mississippi, and into some of the Georgia and Florida panhandle. Keep an eye out for some possible severe wind. Taking a look at the hail risk today, we do have a majority of a 5% out for areas of same areas under the gun with wind. You guys in the Florida Panhandle, lower Georgia area, and into some of the central Alabama, and into maybe some of the most eastern parts of the Mississippi, and into the Dallas area, and into some of the San Antonio, Texas area. Could be seeing some strong hail at times. But the main threat, obviously, is going to be tomorrow for some severe weather. But taking a look at tomorrow, we do have a large area of severe weather. As you can see, again, it is broken up into two areas into the Iowa, Illinois. Once again, you guys are under the gun for severe weather, but it is going to be into some of the moderate areas. You could be seeing into some of the Arkansas areas and into some of the Missouri areas. Main area of concern is anywhere in the Mississippi, Missouri. Anyone in the Iowa and Illinois, you guys are under the gun for some severe weather. Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, in most northern portions of Louisiana could be seeing some severe weather. Also into some of the most northern Wisconsin could be seeing some severe weather. Chicago, St. Louis, keep an eye out for some severe weather. You guys are under the gun once again for severe weather. Main cities: Springfield, Missouri; Cedar Rapids, Iowa; Davenport, Iowa; Waterloo, Iowa; and Iowa City. So anyone in the Iowa, keep a very good eye out for some severe weather. Taking a look again at our tornado parameters, this is going to be mainly a tornado driven event with a large area into the 15%, and then another area with a hatched, and then another area with the 10%. So it's going to be a large area of tornado perimeters. So anyone in the blue that I just circled need to watch out for some strong and EF2 to EF5 intense tornadoes. I want to also clarify that if you're in the 5%, I keep an eye out in the sky for a potential tornado or two. And in the 2%, there could be a quick spin up at times. Taking a quick look over here at our hail risk. A very good chunk of area could be seeing some hail. So anyone in the red or into the hatched could be seeing a 30% chance of hail, and into some of the SIG could be seeing some decent sized hail. Anyone in the 15% or in the 5%, be on the lookout for some major hail at times. Other than that, that's about all I have for that hail threat. But going on into some of the wind driven area, this is mainly a SIG that they have, but anyone in the red, you guys need to watch out for some significant amount of hail. And I want to reiterate that the hail area and into the wind and into the 5%, and into some of the yellows, which is the 15%. Watch out for some decent amount of wind at times. Could be bringing some strong hail, but nothing like we've seen earlier into this week. So, taking a look at the forecast for some of these storms, when they will take place, it's mainly going to be a nocturnal event or a bimodal event. And you can see that there is this intense squall line that really starts to pick up into 34 hours out. And you can see it already reaches all the way down into some of the Kansas areas and into some of the Oklahoma areas, into the Iowa. You can see that there is this large area of a squall line that forms, and it really pushes down overnight. And you can see, taking a look here, as we go a couple more hours out, you can see it really starts to strengthen. A little bit dies off. You can see there is some convection that really starts to kick up into the northern area of Wisconsin, and into some of the areas of Illinois. You can see there's a squall line that really pushes down overnight. And this is the one reason why you need to be weather aware. As these start to kick out, there's going to be some embedded tornadoes with this squall line. And here's a bad squall line that y'all need to look out for, as this is a decent amount of squall line into some of these areas. And then there's another area of concern for some of the Arkansas and into some of the areas of the Missouri. Seeing some strong storms at time could be producing a significant amount of severe weather with some tornadoes. You can see the squall line really starts to kick up again as it's bringing some strong tornadoes at times and some strong winds and hail. You can see over here you got a area that could be producing some strong tornadoes or wind or hail at times into the Indiana area. So be weather aware out there, as it is going to be very, very bad for those areas. So taking a look at the lower part of the states, you can see that there is a good amount of convection that really starts to take place. You can see that there is this indiscrete supercell that really starts to pop off into some of the areas of Arkansas, but then it really starts to push upwards. As you can see, it really starts to dizzle off. But with this back area of the squall line, you can see that there is some intense storms anywhere from the Texas area, anywhere from the Arkansas, and into some of the St. Louis area. Could be seeing some strong storms at times. You see it really starts to dizzle off as it pushes through, but then it really starts to kick through. And this will bring our next event that will cause a significant amount of severe weather with a large area of a slight. And we will go over that tomorrow, as it is going to be bringing some large storms with this. Taking a look at the temperatures right now in the Midwest, very, very warm conditions. You can see it really starts to kick off. And look at this. You are having anywhere from the anywhere from 80s in some areas. Anyone could be seeing 70s, high 70s, maybe some 80s in some areas. So very warm conditions for the area of the Midwest. And this will fuel up the atmosphere to bring some severe weather. But then it really starts to push out as we see a cold area that is producing some decent amount of temperatures. Take a look at the temperatures right now going on in the south area. Very, very warm conditions, very summer-like conditions, seeing anywhere from high 80s to lower 80s, anywhere from those areas. Also, could be seeing a very warm start that will fuel up the atmosphere. Very warm conditions, anywhere from 70s mostly in some areas, and this will bring a fueling into the atmosphere that will bubble up and bring some severe weather. So very warm conditions tomorrow for the most southern regions. Taking a look at today's temps for today, fairly warm conditions, anywhere from 90s, 93 in some areas, anywhere from 91 to 87 in most areas. So if you live anywhere from the outline I put into the blue, you've had very warm conditions so far today. So fairly warm day out for most of the East Coast. Tomorrow's maximum temps will be anywhere from the 80s in Ohio, which this is very warm conditions for spring. So 81 in Columbus, 80 in Cincinnati, and fairly warm conditions. You can see this max ridge that really starts to push through. There's your ridge. There's your main area of concern for a potential severe weather outbreak underway, and you can see most of the East Coast, Louisiana, Alabama, Missouri, correction, not Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Could be seeing some summer-like conditions in the 80s and 90s. So fairly warm. I would say the minimum temps for day two would be 60s, so fairly warm, but at the same time, fairly unseason like conditions. Day three maximum temp for the Wednesday event would be anywhere from, correction, this would actually be Tuesday. They're saying, and this is Thursday. Sorry about that. Thursday's maximum temps for most of the East Coast is in the 80s, but once again, 50s in most areas on the West. So fairly warm, unseasonable light conditions out there. Okay, also some severe weather tips as we go into tomorrow. Never drive through flooded roads. Turn around, do not drown. Tornado sirens aren't designed to be heard indoors. That means listen to your local radio or listen to your local news channel, as we could be you cannot always hear severe tornado sirens indoors. Tornadoes can occur in severe weather watches and warnings. Take shelter for severe thunderstorm warnings too, as lightning can strike anywhere without a thunderstorm happening. You may not have much time, so make sure you have a safety plan in check. Make sure you go over it with your family. Lightning can strike several miles away from a thunderstorm. Have a plan, have a first aid kit, anything you want to do for taking shelter. Also, stay away from windows as there could be some lightning that strikes, and make sure you have a storm kit. Thank y'all for watching, everybody. You can find us out on Twitter at SciWeather, Instagram at SciWeather91. Discord server will be linked in the description at SciWeather. And thank you all for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.